Los Angeles, California. Welcome to the Late Late Show. I'm your host, TV's Craig Ferguson. Please sit down, relax. Rub yourself carefully. Carefully, carefully. Pace yourself. I always rub myself carefully. You don't want to be slapdash with yourself. You want to be carefully. Treat yourself like someone you like. A lot. It's a great... I know. It's a great day for America, everybody, especially the Los Angeles Clippers. Well done. The Los Angeles... won the first round of the playoffs. First round. That is the first time... That's the first time the Clippers have won the first round of the playoffs in maybe 200 years, I think. This was pretty much Navajo country when the last time they... Back in the day... You know, it was just the Clippers, some frontier people and some Indians. That was it. LA's changed, man. And it's not all good. Anyway, it's not such a great day, of course, if you're Keith Richards. But I'm pretty sure there's only one Keith Richards, so that'll be okay. Most of you will be fine. It would be, actually be quite frightening if there were a lot of Keith Richards. That would be frightening if there were like armies of Keith Richards. Marching from town to town. It'd be like Dawn of the Dead. Jumping Jack Flash, must eat human flesh. Gives you gas. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about what happened to Keith Richards this weekend, you know? Do you know? I'll tell you then. It's a rhetorical question, but thank you. Keith Richards was vacationing on the tropical island of Fiji when he was rushed to hospital with a concussion. I don't know how you could tell he had concussion, but he was rushed to hospital. He was rushed to... Concussion? Really? All right, then. No, apparently... apparently he fell out of a palm tree. This is true. Keith Richards fell out of a... What the hell is Keith Richards doing in a palm tree? How did he get up there? I have a theory about this. I think what happened is he took so many drugs. He's reached a new level of high. He simply floated off the beach. He was like, too much. And the tree caught him. Why not? That's his... Keith Richards up a palm tree. You couldn't make that up. Maybe he was looking for coconuts. I don't know if Mick Jagger was there. That'd be... I probably was. Okay, fetch me down some coconuts, will you? We'll make some pina coladas. Oi, check out the Fijian supermodel. She's got lovely coconuts. I love Mick Jagger. He's like thin Benny Hill. Anyway, no, Mick wasn't there. Mick was off helping the poor. But there must have been tourists there. There must have been people on vacation there. Can you imagine being on your vacation and seeing Keith Richards up a tree? Look at that, honey. It's a giant squirrel playing with his nuts. No, it's Keith Richards. He's not a squirrel, Keith Richards. But he probably likes to play with his nuts, and who doesn't? He's not a squirrel. He does it, but he might play with his... He might like to hide his nuts for the winter. Again, who doesn't? No, men should move, men or squirrels, move your nuts around. Two reasons. One, predators can't find them, and the other one, it's good for the prostate. What the hell am I talking about? That's a health tip. It's a prostate health tip. Now, what else goes up on the palm trees? Dates. There you go. Keith might have gone up the tree to nibble on a date. I got nothing to say about that. I have no idea what he was doing up there. But I know a little bit about palm trees. I Googled them today. Because, I don't just come out here not rehearsing. I Google. I get on the Google. First I Google myself. Then I hide my nuts for the winter. And then... Then I googled palm trees, and apparently palm trees can live for 100 years. 100 years. Which is, well, that's old enough to join the Rolling Stones. You could join... If you want to know how old a tree is, by the way, you cut it in half, counting the rings, right? That's what you do. If you want to find out how old Keith Richards is, you count the rings around his eyes. It's very similar. Anyway, I counted the rings around Keith's eyes. Keith Richards, 62 years old. 62, Keith Richards. I don't want to be a fascist about this, right? But I think the cut-off age for climbing trees should be around 60. I believe in liberty, but around 60, I think. That's it, like, stop climbing trees now. You can't have senior